much for joining class today. We are going to be using a stability ball. So if you have one available, please have that close by. So let's go ahead and get warmed up. So we're going to go all the way down onto our backs. And we'll have the knees in toward the chest and hold. And we'll let the feet rest on the mat. And then let's go ahead and circle the arms around, reaching as far as we can in all directions. Focusing on range of motion, opening the chest. Let's reverse directions. Alright, so we're going to keep our knees bent, legs about hips width apart. Let's go ahead and tilt the pelvis forward and back just to loosen up that lower back. Okay. Alright, let's reach the right leg straight up toward the ceiling. And we're going to circle it around again, reaching as far as we can, focusing on the range of motion. We want to isolate the movement to the hip. Let's reverse directions. So we want to make sure that the rest of the body stays completely stable. Back of the hip should stay anchored on each side. Alright, let's switch over to that opposite side. So again, nice big circle, full range of motion. And let's reverse directions. Alright, let's go ahead and lower that leg back down. So again, keeping the entire upper body anchored from the shoulders down to the hips. We're going to start to activate those lower abs. So let's draw the navel in toward the spine. Again, just envision that you've got a string or a cord stretched across from hip bone to hip bone. And as you activate the abs, think about tightening them. Pulling it nice and tight at the same time, drawing in those lower abs. We're going to go ahead and lift the right leg up with the knee bent. Stretch it in toward the chest and lengthen and extend away from the body. So again, going as far as you can in each direction. You want to try to relax the neck muscles. Inhale as we pull in, exhale as we extend out. And again, we're starting to activate those abs, draw them in nice and tight. And let's go to the opposite side. Inhale in, exhale and extend. Go ahead and lower the leg down. So again, drawing in those abs, activating, lifting both legs up. We want to keep our knees bent. We're going to lower down one leg at a time, touch the toe to the floor, come right back up. So we're just hinging at the hip. We're not just bending the knee, right? That's cheating. We want to drop that leg away from the body so you feel a little bit of work in those lower abs to keep the lower abdomen nice and stable. And then we're going to press both legs together. And we're going to drop both legs down and right back up. So again, we want the movement controlled. We want to make sure again that we're not arching or straining that lower back. Again, inhale up, exhale down. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and grab the stability ball. So we're going to start off placing the ball right at the bottoms of the feet. So you're going to go ahead and extend out. Again, the feet, the bottom part of the feet are touching the ball. We're going to go ahead and again engage and draw in those lower abs. We are lifting head and shoulders up, nod the chin. Let's go ahead and bring hands behind the head. And then we're going to pull one knee in toward the chest and extend out and alternate sides. So again, we're kind of hinging at the ribs just to help keep that upper body lifted. Drawing the chin in toward the chest to keep any strain off of the neck. Inhale as we come in, Inhale as we extend. Okay, let's go ahead and roll that upper body back down. So again, we're going to lift head and shoulders, nod the chin, hands behind the head. So this time we're going to pull one knee in like we did previously, but we're going to bring this opposite shoulder toward the knee and back down. We're going to stay on that side. So again, we're not just moving the elbow in, right? We're rotating in the waist, bringing again that opposite elbow or opposite shoulder to the opposite knee. Good, let's switch over to the opposite side. Exhale as we rotate, inhale down. Yeah, just try to let the weight of the head rest in the hands so you're not putting a lot of extra strain on the neck. Good, and again, roll that upper body down. So once more, we'll nod that chin, hinge at the ribs, come up. We're going to lift up one leg at a time. Again, alternating sides. Exhale up. Inhale as we lower. We really want to lengthen and extend both legs. Good, keep those abs strong and working hard. Good, all right, let's go ahead. And again, we'll roll back down. We're going to then bring arms down to the sides. Again, we'll keep the bottom feet pressed into the ball. We're going to lift head and shoulders. Again, we're going to nod that chin in slightly. Be careful that we're not shrugging the shoulders. We want them pressed down, and we're going to pulse. So inhale for 5, and exhale for 5. Again, we're lengthening and extending arms and legs. Again, inhale for 5, and exhale for 5. Good, let's go ahead and roll back down. Let's go ahead and bring the ball closer toward the body. We're going to go ahead and lift one leg straight up toward the ceiling. We're going to keep the foot on that opposite, or the opposite foot on that ball. We're going to press it out, and then pull right back in. So again, the back of the hips are anchored, lengthening and extending that top leg, keeping it nice and stable. If you want more of a challenge, lift the head and shoulders, nod the chin in. Again, you're pressing and extending out as far as you can. Good, all right. Let's switch over to the opposite side. Again, opposite leg lengthens. Again, you can lift head and shoulders for a little bit more of a challenge. Again, keeping those abs drawn in and engaged. Back of the hips should stay anchored. Good, don't let that leg start to drop. We want to keep it lifted and lengthened. All right, let's go ahead and roll back down. So we're going to take the ball and we're going to hold it in the hands. We're going to reach all the way overhead. So we're holding the ball on each side, arms are lengthened. Again, we're drawing in our abs nice and tight. Let's reach both legs straight up toward the ceiling. And if this position puts a lot of stress on your lower back or your hips, just bend the knees slightly. And we're going to go ahead and lower both legs down and then come right back up. So pay attention, again, to that lower back. If you feel a strain, just don't lower down quite as far with the legs, or again, just bend the knees slightly. We're lengthening and extending the arms. And again, just be careful that you're not shrugging the shoulders up by the ears. Inhale as we come up. Exhale as we lower. And again, let's lengthen and extend. Draw those lower abs in nice and tight. Good, all right, let's go ahead and lower down. So we're gonna take the ball and lift it straight up. Again, we're lengthening both legs up. Bend the knees slightly, if that puts a lot of strain on the back. So you're lifting your legs as high as you can, but then you're pressing the ball into the front of the legs. So kind of the ankles or the shins. We're bringing the hands on the back side of the ball. Again, we want to draw in those abs, lengthen and extend, arms and legs. And we're going to go ahead and lower one leg down as far as you can. Back up, press it tight into the ball as we drop that opposite leg down. Exhale down, inhale up. So try to lengthen and extend. Again, if it does put extra stress on your back, just bend your knees more. Try to relax the neck. Good, inhale up, exhale down. All right, let's go ahead and lower back down. So we're going to sit all the way up on the mat. And let's go ahead and lengthen both legs out. We'll place the ball right between the legs. So again, when you're seated in this position, if you feel a lot of strain on your hips or your lower back, just bend your knees slightly, but focus on keeping a nice tall back. If you can though, anchor the legs, flex the feet. So you're really tightening the quads to press those legs down. Nice tall posture. We're going to straighten the arms, press the hands right on the top of the ball. So without bending the arms, we're just going to go ahead and stretch out to the front and back up. So the hands stay at the top of the ball, kind of pressing into the ball at the same time, lengthening out, gently nodding the chin in as we extend and reach, and then back up to a tall back. Inhale as we come up, exhale and extend. And we want to sit up nice and tall. At the top, think about stacking the vertebrae. And as you extend forward, be careful that you're not shrugging the shoulders. We're lengthening and extending forward. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring our legs about hips width apart or a little bit closer. Again, we want that nice tall posture. Bend the knees slightly if you need to. So we're going to go ahead and grab the ball on each side, lengthening and extending both arms, drawing in those lower abs. We're going to go ahead and lift straight overhead and back down. So the head stays lifted, stable, and looking straight forward. As you're lifting overhead, we're gently sliding the shoulder blades down the back. Again, lengthen and extend those arms. Exhale up and inhale down. Good, so then we're going to go ahead and lift the ball up. So we're holding it at the height of the shoulders, drawing in those abs. We're going to stretch straight forward, come back up, and then lengthen and extend overhead. So as you go forward, again, you're not just kind of slumping or rolling forward. The goal is to extend and reach out over the legs as far as you can. Try to reach past those toes. Come up, sit up nice and tall, lengthen and extend the arms. Good. All right. So we're going to Roll so that we're lying face down on the mat. You'll keep the ball with you. So what we want to do is extend the arms straight overhead, lengthen the legs. So what we're doing is we're tightening the glutes, we're tucking the pelvis so the front of the hips stay pressed down. That's going to keep any extra stress off of the lower back. So it's important to maintain that position with the core. We're grabbing the ball on each side, and then we're lifting our elbows and extending. And we're actually squeezing the ball. So squeeze it nice and tight. You're straightening the arms, pressing shoulder blades down the back. The head is lifted, chin is nodded in. So again, we're maintaining this position with the upper body. We're going to start off lifting one leg at a time and alternating sides. So focus on lengthening and extending the entire body. We want to keep the front of the hips equally pressed down on each side. And again, keep those arms activated. You're straightening and lengthening at the same time, squeezing that ball. So it's a full body. We're working from head to toe. Good, so we'll keep the upper body in the same position. Extend those arms. We're going to lift both legs up and lower back down. So again, up and down. So again, we're not bending at the knees. We're extending the legs. We're using the hamstrings on the back of the legs to lift and lower. But again, keep the glutes squeezed. We're still drawing in and up on the lower abs. Just to, again, keep any extra strain off of that lower back. You really don't want to be overly engaging your lower back. It's mostly hamstrings and glutes. Don't forget about that upper body. Squeezing that ball, lengthening and extending the arms. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and lift both legs up, hold them stable. We're going to squeeze together and back out. So again, we're squeezing together and extending out. So again, reach and lengthen through the fingers and toes. Good, don't let those legs start to drop. You're probably feeling a little bit of a burn on the back of the legs. Work hard to keep them lifted. Good, let's go ahead and lower back down. Okay, so we're going to sit back up on the mat. So we're going to bring our legs a little bit wider, one on each side of the ball. Anchor the legs if you can. Slightly bend if that feels better on the back and the hips. We're going to go ahead and this time stretch, reach forward, out as far as you can, and then roll back up to the top. Good, so inhale as you come up, exhale as you extend forward. Try to keep the legs nice and stable. Okay, so let's go ahead and roll onto the side. Start on either side. So this one's a little bit awkward to get into, but you want to place the ball right between the shins. And you're going to hold the ball there. So again, depending on the size of your ball, it might be a little bit awkward, but you're going to try to lengthen the legs, squeeze that ball nice and tight, straighten the bottom arm, lay the head down. Top arm is reaching overhead. So we're really having to engage those lower abs on this one, and we're going to lift and lower both legs. So what you might find on this one is you might find that upper body starts to lean. You want to make sure that the top hip stays directly over the bottom hip so that you're not leaning or rolling back. Really engaging those inner thighs. You're squeezing the ball to hold. And then we lift and lower. and controlled. Good. All right. We're going to move to the opposite side. So again, we're placing that ball right between the shins, bottom part of the leg. Squeeze it nice and tight. Straightening that bottom arm. Lay the head down. Extend the top arm overhead. And then we're going to go ahead and lift and lower. So again, we're squeezing that ball. Drawing our lower abs in nice and tight. Lengthen and extend our arms. Good. Really work hard to keep it controlled. Be careful that the upper body doesn't start to lean or roll back. All right, so let's go ahead and grab that ball again. So we worked those in thighs, now we're gonna kind of work the outer thighs and the quads. So we're going to kneel down next to the ball. So you're going to actually roll to the side. So the knee stays on the mat. Bottom part of the leg just goes behind. So you can either wrap your arm around the ball or place your hand on the mat, whatever is most comfortable. We're going to extend this top leg and then just take a look down the side of the body. You want your shoulder, hip, and leg all to make a nice straight line. So your hips aren't back, right? You want those hips forward so you've got that nice straight line. Engage the lower abs. We're going to go ahead and extend one arm overhead. We're going to lift arm and leg up and back down. So as you lift the leg, you're actually opening the hip so the knee and the toes point up. We're going up and down. So again, we're lengthening and extending through the fingers and toes. Engaging those abs to help lift a little bit higher. Again, inhale as you lower, exhale as you come up. Good. All right, let's go to the opposite side. All right, so again, we're going to go ahead and roll over the ball. So you're keeping that bottom knee on the mat and anchored. And again, you can either wrap your arm around or keep a hand on the mat, whatever's most comfortable for you. Extend that top leg out. Again, we want that nice straight line down the side of the body. We're extending one arm overhead, lift, and extend. Exhale up, inhale down. Again, just try to keep those shoulder blades pulled down the back. Good, again, exhale up, inhale down, extend and reach both arm and leg. Good. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and roll forward over the ball. So we're coming forward just so that the ball sits right under your hips. You have good support, those hips sit right over the center. Hands directly under the shoulders, straightening those arms. If this bothers your wrists, you can go up onto the knuckles to keep the wrists in alignment. Head is lifted, chin knotted in. So we're going to go ahead and lift up one leg straight up and and straight down. If you do want more of a challenge, you can go ahead and reach that opposite arm overhead and hold it stable as you lift and lower. But what we're focusing on here is keeping those front of the hips pressed down. So we're not arching the back, right? We're still tucking the pelvis. We want to make sure that we're not overly activating the lower back. We're using hamstrings and glutes on the back of the legs. So try to lift as high as you can without arching that lower back. If you're feeling a lot of strain in your lower back, don't lift as high. Just focus on straightening and lengthening the leg. Let's go to the opposite side. So again, we're going to lift and lower. Really focus on keeping the body square. Exhale up, inhale down. And again, just be careful that we're not arching that lower back. We want to keep a nice flat back. Careful the shoulders don't start to shrug. We want to keep shoulder blades pulled down the back. And again, we're lengthening and extending through the toes. Okay, so then we're going to go ahead and lift up, and keeping the top part of the leg stable, we're going to go ahead and curl in and extend out. So again, we curl in and extend. So we're just hinging at the knee. Top part of the leg stays stable. Try to keep the neck relaxed. Again, curling in as far as you can, and then reach and extend that leg all the way out. And again, if you want more of a challenge, you can be lifting and reaching that opposite arm. Good, let's go to the opposite side. So again, we're going to lift, and we'll go ahead and curl in and extend out. So again, top part of the leg stays completely stable, hinging at that knee, curling in as far as you can, and lengthening and reaching all the way out. Again, check the neck. Make sure you're not holding any extra tension there. Good, all right. So again, keeping those hands right under the shoulders, kind of tucking that pelvis. We're gonna go ahead and lift both legs up and back down. So up and down. So again, go as high as you can without arching or straining that lower back. Nice and controlled. Straightening and lengthening through the toes. Again, we're keeping those hips pressed tight into the ball. Inhale down, exhale up. Good. Okay, let's go ahead and roll back for just a second. So next we're going to roll forward over the ball, and we're going to go a little bit further over the ball so that your thighs lay across, or your thighs lay right across the top of the ball, just like this. So you can hold stable in that position for a plank. If you do want more of a challenge, you can roll the ball all the way out so that it's under your shins. So either one is fine. You're gonna feel the work with both. So again, you can either have the ball tucked under the shins or the ball under the thighs. And we're just holding stable, drawing in the abs, lengthening and extending the legs. And then we're gonna lower down into a push-up. So whether you've got the ball tucked under the thighs or the shins, you're gonna lower down, pull the elbows into the sides, and then come right back up. Go for 3, Good, one more. And we're gonna hold. And check that neck. Make sure you're not holding tension. Take some full deep breaths. We'll go for one more set of push-ups. Elbows in, pull in and up on those lower abs. Good. Okay, you can lower yourself back down. Nice job. We're gonna go back up one more time. So again, you can either have that ball tucking under your thighs or under your shins if you want a little bit more of a challenge. So again, we're going to hold stable in that plank position regardless of where you've got the ball placed. And then what we're going to do is lift one leg up at a time and alternate sides. So again, whether you've got the ball tucked under your thighs or under your shins, you're going to lift and lengthen. Be careful that you're not shrugging the shoulders. And again, let's go ahead and hold stable. And once more, we'll lift one leg at a time. Good, take those steady deep breaths. Again, we're drawing in and up on those lower abs. And again, let's go ahead and hold stable. Breathe through it. Good. And we'll lower down. Nice job. Those are tough. Stretch out those wrists if you need to. See how we're doing on time here. Okay, so next, we're going to go ahead and sit up on top of the ball. So I'm just going to adjust the camera here slightly. So let's sit right up on top. So I'm actually going to slide my mat out because you want to be in a spot where you have kind of a good grip with your feet. So whether that's on your mat, off your mat, on your carpet, whatever's most comfortable. So we're going to sit up nice and tall. So we're going to lengthen arms straight out to the sides, or for more stability, you can keep them down to the sides. We're lengthening out. Slide those shoulder blades down the back, and you can even hold light weights in your hands for more of a challenge as well. So we're going to start off lifting one leg up at a time with the knee bent, just alternating sides. Just like you're taking a step up and back down. So this is just working on balance and stability. You're really grounding that opposite foot, and then think about using the abs to help lift that leg a little bit higher. We want to make sure the legs stay about hips width apart. We don't want them to stray together. Wider base gives you better balance. But again, really think about engaging the core. Good. All right. So we'll stay in this position again. Arms down to the sides for more stability. More of a challenge that can be out. Sliding those shoulder blades down, drawing in the abs. We're going to lengthen one leg straight out. Again, legs are still staying about hips width apart, and we're just going to lift and lower that leg. So the leg is straightened, it's lengthened. We want that nice tall upper body. Again, you're really grounding that opposite foot to help with stability. And as you're lifting the leg, be careful that you're not rolling back. We still want to maintain that nice stable and tall posture as we lift and lower. So we're really isolating the quad and those lower abs. Good, let's go to the opposite side. So same thing, we're going to lift and lower, maintaining that stability, really grounding that opposite foot. Again, make sure you're keeping those legs about hips width apart. And we're trying to straighten and lengthen that leg all the way through the movement. Probably starting to feel a little bit of a burn on those shoulders. If you've got the arms lifted, you're doing great. Just take those steady, deep breaths. Good. All right. So again, we're going to keep a nice wide base with the legs. We're drawing in on our lower abs. We're going to lengthen arms straight out to the sides. We're going to fold forward. So you're just hinging at the waist. You're not rolling the back. The back stays flat. So we're hinging forward and then coming right back up. Hinging forward and up. If you do want a little bit more of a challenge, as you hinge forward without dropping the arms stay lifted as high as you can. You're lengthening overhead. Try to keep those arms in alignment with the ears. Out to the side and up. So again, we're folding forward, extend, out to the side, and up. As you extend overhead, and slide those shoulder blades down the back. Work hard to keep the arms lifted as high as you can as you extend overhead. So you should be feeling a nice burn in those shoulders. Good, just take those steady, deep breaths. Good, all right, let's go ahead and lower back down. So we're gonna go back down on the mat. Slide this back. And lower our camera back down here just a little bit. Okay, so let's go ahead and lie down on our backs. We're going to prop our legs up on top of the ball so that the ball tucks right under the ankles. Lengthen our arms down to the sides. We're opening the chest, keeping that upper back pressed into the mat. Lengthen our legs, tuck the pelvis, lift the hips. So we're going to go up so we have a nice straight line from the feet all the way down to the shoulders. And we want to avoid, again, arching the back like this, right? We want to tuck the pelvis, tighten the glutes, want a relatively flat back. Just hold full deep breaths. And then we're going to go ahead and roll down. One vertebra at a time, all the way down. So again, keeping that chest open. Lengthen our legs, tuck the pelvis. And hold. So you can hold stable. If you do want more of a challenge, lift up one leg at a time and alternate sides. But it's important that you don't let yourself sink or lean to one side as you're lifting a leg. The hips should stay lifted and level. They shouldn't be dropping or tilting. If they are, you're probably not quite ready for this step. But you're lengthening and extending both legs. We're keeping those abs drawn in nice and tight. Good, and again, keeping the chest open, we're rolling down. So you want to feel each part of your spine press all the way down. Good, okay. So let's go ahead and take the ball. We're gonna lift both legs straight up. We're placing the ball between the shins. So again, that upper back, all the way down to the hips is anchored. We're drawing in and engaging those lower abs. Let's squeeze the ball nice and tight, and we're gonna shift the legs from side to side. So you're going as far as you can to each side without lifting the hips off of the mat. Good, let's bend the knees. We'll slowly lower back down. And again, let's go ahead and squeeze the ball. Squeeze nice and tight. This time, we're going to lift head and shoulders, Nod the chin and pulse with the arms. So again, inhale for 5, exhale for 5. For more of a challenge, you can lower down a little bit further away from the body, but we want to make sure we're squeezing the ball nice and tight. Good, inhale for 5, and exhale for 5. Nice quick rhythm with the arms. Good, let's roll back down, bend those knees, and lower. Okay, so let's go ahead and set the ball to the side. And we're gonna go back down onto our backs. We're gonna lengthen both arms straight out to the sides, palms facing up, anchor the arms. We're going to straighten the left leg. Press it all the way down. Right leg is extending straight up as high as you can. We're going to circle that right leg around. Again, you're reaching as far as you can in all directions, but you want to make sure the rest of the body is staying stable, lengthened, and anchored. Let's reverse directions. All right, let's go to the opposite side. So same thing. You want to reach and extend. Good, keep those arms lengthened and pressed down tight. And then let's reverse directions. Opposite leg is also lengthened and anchored. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and hug both knees in toward the chest, pull in nice and tight. Hold, take some full deep breaths. Good, let's lower down. And then we're gonna pull one knee in directly over the hip. Pull in again nice and tight. Opposite leg lengthens and lowers all the way down. And again, we'll hold. And let's switch over to the opposite side. So again, you want that leg coming in directly over the hip. So let's bend our knees. Keep our feet resting on the mat. And again, we're going to tilt the pelvis forward and back like we did at the beginning. Again, just to loosen up any tight spots that we might still have in that lower back. Okay, let's go ahead and reach one leg straight up toward the ceiling. We're going to grab between the ankle and the knee. Let's flex the foot, lengthen the leg. We're going to pull in until we feel a nice stretch. Hold for a few seconds. Release back out. And again, we'll pull in a little bit deeper. Hold. Release out. And once more. Good. Let's go to the opposite side. So again, we'll flex the foot, lengthen the leg, pull into where you feel a nice stretch without lifting the back of the hips. And we'll release out. And again, let's pull in. And release. And once more. Okay, let's go ahead and lower down. So we're going to sit all the way up on the mat. Let's lengthen and extend both legs straight out. And we're going to reach forward toward the feet. So again, we're not just folding forward, we're extending out toward the feet as far as you can. We're gonna hold, take some nice full deep breaths. Okay, let's roll back up. And then we're gonna go ahead and finish up, stretching out the neck. So we're gonna sit up nice and tall, gently slide those shoulders down. And let's start off, we're just gonna lean the head to one side, and right back up to the center, and alternate sides. So as you lean to the side, just be careful the shoulder isn't lifting. We wanna keep it pressed down so we can lengthen and extend further down the side of the neck. So again, gently sliding those shoulders down. We're going to rotate the head from side to side. Going as far as we can to each side. So as we turn to the side, again, without lifting the opposite shoulder and without leaning to the side, we're just nodding the chin in toward the shoulder as far as you can. Release them and alternate. Thank you so much for joining class today, and we will see you next time.